When a lockdown is activated in Catapult, Catapult will send out an alert notification to all staff. Staff will receive at least one of 3 alert messages through an email, a text, and a voice message. Example of an email alert notification. Example of a text message alert notification. Example of a voice message alert notification.
This is a Catapult EMS Action Alert Drill. Site, Z, Training Site. Type, Emergency. Action, Lockdown. Again, Action, Lockdown. Please check your email and text messages for more detail and link to log into Catapult EMS.
After receiving the alert notification, you will need to log into Catapult for further instructions. There are multiple ways to access the Catapult website. Catapult can be accessed from the Catapult extension on a Chrome browser. By default, there is a Catapult desktop shortcut on a school-issued Windows device. If you don't have access to any of the Catapult links, you can open a web browser and type in the Catapult web address directly. You can also download and add the Catapult app to your mobile phone. On the Catapult login page, click on the Google Sign In button and log in with your school account.
After logging in, you will be walked through a series of questions guiding you through the action alert process. In this step, you are being asked, what is your current location or room number? Please type your location or room number. In this case, I am going to type library. Then I'm going to click the green Next button below. Next, I am being asked, what is your current status? I'm going to select a status that best represents my current state. Because we are on-site and secure, I'm going to choose safe and secure. However, if any one of my students was injured or in distress, I would have chosen staff secure, injured person nearby instead. Then I am going to click the green Next button below. Now I need to account for my students in period 3. Click Next to account for your period 3 students. Only account for students that you can actually see. I am going to click the green Next button below to start accounting for my students. Now I need to account for my students. You will see a list of your students populate automatically on your screen. Please only account for the students that are physically with you. If a student is absent, do not account for them. If one of your students is in another location, do not account for them either. A student needs to physically be in your care before you account for them. To account for a student, click on the checkbox next to each student. You may need to scroll down the page to see all of your students. If you need to unaccount for a student, simply click the checkbox again. I have now accounted for all the students physically in my care. I am going to click the Next button. The question asks, do you have any students with you that are not in your period 3 class? If you physically have students with you that were not accounted for on the previous screen, please click Yes. If you have accounted for all your students, please click No. For today, I am going to click Yes to go to the unaccounted for student list. Click Next to go to a list of students that have not been accounted for. Please search this list to find and account for only students that you actually see. Now I am on the unaccounted student list. This is a list of all the students at my site that have not been accounted for. In some cases, if you do not have students directly assigned to you, you can use this list to account for students in your care. For example, if you are an office assistant and have 3 students in the front office, you can account for the students you have in the office using this list. You can search for a student on the student list by typing in their name. The names will filter based on your search. Once you have located the student's name, click on the checkbox next to the name to account for the student. Once you have completed accounting for additional students, click the green Next button. Now you will see the Action Alert dashboard. From here, you can send or view messages, view details, update your status, update your location, update your student list, view your site's evacuation map, and view emergency procedures. When anything turns red and blinks on the dashboard, you need to click on it immediately and follow the instructions. I have one unread message on my dashboard that is blinking red. I am going to click on my messages to view the information. These are the action alert details sent to me by my site safety team. I can click the back button to return to my dashboard. Hypothetically, let's say one of my students needs to use the restroom. I am going to communicate with the site safety team and ask if my student can use the restroom, which is located outside of the classroom. To do this, I am going to send the site safety team a message. Please remember, you can also use this feature if a student or a person is under distress or in a medical emergency. Your site safety team can relay your message to first responders, and many times your first responders also have access to the action alert. I am going to type my message now. One of my students needs to use the restroom outside of the classroom. Can I send him to the restroom? You will see my message turn blue. Once a person from the site safety team responds, their message will be in gray. The site safety team has responded back to not allow the student to leave the secured room. I do not have a response to send back that is relevant to the situation. Please remember, do not send back messages such as thank you or okay if this is not relevant to the situation. I can close out of the messages by clicking the back button. If I close out of messages before receiving a response, the send message bar will turn red and blink when a new message is available. At any point, I can update my status, location, or student list by clicking on any of these three buttons. The process is the same as the initial process you went through at the beginning of the action alert. Lastly, you will see I have a list of resources at the bottom, including an evacuation map and emergency procedures. By clicking on the evacuation map button, you can see that it includes the latest evacuation map for your site. Again, to exit this screen, click on the back button at the top of the screen. Next, you can see the emergency procedures associated with your site. Please note these are going to be different based on your site and the information input by your site safety team. Click the back button at the top of your screen. You will also notice that there are updates to the action alert as the event unfolds. There will be pop-ups such as this one in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Click on the box to view the updates. You can see that the details have been updated. Please click the green Next button. When the action alert has been resolved, you will also receive another pop-up along with a text and email alerting you about the resolution.